we've been sort of saving it, but we're now going in the White Tower, which I assume is like the main. I mean, this is the Tower of London, really, but
This is the main part.
this is the main bit. So let's head in. I've got no idea what's in there, so
We're gonna learn that together, bro.
I am somewhat disappointed that up to this point I've not yet seen a single sword. So let's hope there might be some in there. 204 steps. Slightly more than Arundel. But this does include the armory, so yeah, I should be in luck. Excellent. As we climb the wooden staircase to enter, you can imagine what it must have been like for a medieval visitor. And just before we cross the threshold, we're greeted by two of the tower's most famous residents, the ravens. Perched near the entrance, their glossy black feathers are stunning against the pale stone and green grass. They seem entirely unbothered by the stream of visitors, calmly preening and grooming as if to remind us that this is their home and we are merely the guests. To see them up close, so calm and confident, is a reminder of the living history of this place. Construction of the White Tower was started around 1078 by William the Conqueror, and its primary purpose wasn't comfort, it was dominance. After his victory in 1066, the new Norman king needed to intimidate and control London. One of the most famous and enduring exhibitions is the Line of Kings. For over 3 centuries, this display has awed visitors. It's a procession of royal figurines clad in their own magnificent armour and mounted on life-sized, intricately carved wooden horses. Its purpose was to project an image of an unbroken, powerful line of succession, conveniently leaving out any bad kings and ignoring queens entirely. The stunningly carved horses themselves are works of art, crafted in the style of master carvers of the period. Your eyes are immediately drawn to the armours of Henry VIII. There are several suits, and they tell a story. One is the slender, silvered and engraved suit of a young, athletic king, made for him shortly after his coronation. It's the armour of a Renaissance prince ready for the tournament field. But further down the line, as you'll see, another of his suits, from much later in his reign, shows the immense size of the formidable and famously overweight monarch. Nearby also stands the gilded armour of Charles I. So ornate and brilliant it would have made him shine like a saint on the battlefield. And also the armour of James II, another example of royal splendour designed to protect majesty and power. The intricate engravings, the fluted steel, the way each piece is perfectly articulated, this wasn't just protection, this was wearable art, a physical embodiment of a king's divine right to rule, designed to intimidate enemies and inspire allies. Walking this line is like walking through a history of royal PR. Definitely not belonging to William. Tallest suit of armour currently on display, 6'8". Yeah. I might struggle against that guy at HEMA. He'd have range, that's for sure.
You'd have to roll if you wanted to stand a chance against that.
I don't think I would be able to brawl against
No.
6'8" of steel. It's an entire foot taller than me.
Exactly.
After his victory in 1066, William the Conqueror needed to intimidate and control the rebellious city of London, and this was his statement in stone. Its walls are up to 15 feet thick, a clear message of Norman strength. The pale, keen stone, imported from France, was originally whitewashed, making it gleam above the medieval city, a symbol of a new, unshakable power. No, no, if you need to go, now's the time.
I'm good.
Of all the things we've uncovered in the castle, we found this. Oh, that is a long way down. Okay. This is the chapel of St. John the Evangelist. It's one of the most perfect and complete examples of early Norman architecture in the world, dating from the late 11th century. The ceiling soars, supported by massive, simple, round pillars. The light filtering through the high windows gives the bare stone an ethereal glow. This was the private place of worship for William the Conqueror and the kings who followed him. Imagine a king kneeling here in quiet prayer, the chaos of the court and kingdom momentarily forgotten. As you can see, we find ourselves back in the world of armour, but with a different focus this time. This is not the armour of war, but of sport. The displays here are dedicated to the tournament. Here you'll find specialised jousting armour, heavily reinforced on one side to withstand the impact of a lance. The helmets are bizarre and wonderful, sculpted into strange shapes. This was the Formula One of the medieval world, a dangerous, expensive, and incredibly popular sport for the nobles to prove their skill and bravery. It reveals another side of this martial world, one of pageantry, chivalry, and aristocratic display. What on earth is that? The exhibitions here on this floor chart the end of one era and the beginning of another. The age of the armoured knight was coming to a close, and the displays reflect that. Here, you see lots of decorations, patterns of muskets, pikes, sabres and crossbows. These weapons tell the story of the rise of the common soldier and gunpowder. A full suit of plate armour like this, while effective against a sword or an arrow, was a different story against a musket ball. The transition wasn't immediate, armour was thickened to try and counter the new threat, but it eventually became too heavy and too impractical for the battlefield. Warfare was changing, becoming less about the individual chivalrous knight and more about disciplined ranks of soldiers. The armour you see becomes more functional and less ornate until it eventually disappears from the battlefield entirely, relegated to ceremonial duties. Down in the basement, the collection we encounter here isn't shining armour, but something far more blunt. Artillery. Heavy cannons and mortars rest on wooden carriages, their dark iron a stark contrast to the pale stonework. These pieces represent the evolution of warfare. While the tower was built in an age of swords and arrows, it had to adapt to the age of gunpowder. The Tower of London became the headquarters for the Board of Ordnance, the institution responsible for arming the nation's forces from the 16th to the mid-19th century. You can also find one of the tower's most grim artefacts down here, an executioner's block and axe. For a long time, it was sensationally linked to the execution of Anne Boleyn, but history is more complex. She was executed by a swordsman, not with an axe. The block is now traditionally linked with the final beheading on Tower Hill in 1747, though its specific history is not certain. Standing here, you feel the shift in the tower's purpose, from a symbol of royal power to a place of state-sanctioned death. So there we go, we've been in the White Tower, which was very cool actually. I like the armories that are in there. So we're back outside, we're going to go straight across the way and go and have a look at the crown jewels. But we can't film in there, so we'll see you on the other side. Sit rep. We came out of there, the crown jewels are still inside. We didn't do anything we weren't supposed to do. So we won't end up back in the tower for all the wrong reasons, but we are going to try and get up there and see if we can get into a couple more of these little towers, which I think you can, so we're going to have a look. Right in the middle of London. The crown jewels and everything else. It's bizarre. It's a Norman castle, essentially, the White Tower and all the bits that are around it.
Correct.
And Arundel Castle is similarly also originally a Norman tower. Yet it feels nothing like Arundel, especially with that backdrop. But it's just a very different atmosphere and a very different vibe, and it just doesn't quite feel normal to me as castles go.
Well, it's all different pieces of history. There's so many different times and pieces of history all in one place.
Yeah, it is just, I don't know, it's very, very different.
Stand by! Patrol!
one more thing for us to look at, and that's the Salt Tower, which I don't know quite what's in there, but I think it carries on from the medieval bits that we were looking at earlier in there, because we came down those steps earlier instead of carrying on. So let's go and see what's in this one last bit that we've not yet seen. Good to know. In case of attack, assemble on wooden fighting platform. Okay, where's that then? Might be upstairs. Crossbow is not my style. First of all, I had to correct the history in this place that said that the 3 lines on the England crest are 3 lines when they're not, they're 3 leopards. Now I see the words chainmail written on a barrel, which we know
is wrong.
Is wrong. Chain.
Just mail.
It's either chain or it's mail. There's no such thing as chainmail. Bloody Victorians.
Oh my days.
Okay. I think you've got to turn round.
Oh, sorry.
Go on then, pop it on.
Trying.
If you-
It's not built for adults, it's built for kids. Oh.
Are you sure about that? It looks too big for you.
Yeah. Got it.
Oh, there you go. I'm not convinced.
No, me neither.
Oh, well, we probably should have read the health and safety warning before you put the thing on.
Yeah.
Always use protective clothing. Protection is always important. I found the wooden fighting platform
Hold on.
bit thing.
you were an attractive and small ground.
So,
That was one heck of an adventure.
there was a lot to see. I think we've explored every corner of this place that we possibly can, and we've got very tired legs and feet.
Yeah, my legs are post-Disney ache style. That's what
Yeah.
we're fighting with right now.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's post-Disney bad, but it's certainly a workout kind
Yes.
of. So we've explored everything. So I'm pretty sure our time here at the Tower of London has come to an end
I believe so.
for this adventure. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. This episode
Is
is
over.
over.